Good afternoon, Commissioners. For the record, Lisa McLean, Legislative and Policy Manager. Today we're on tab 5, which is a petition that we received from Darren DeRoche of Gameworks Seattle. Okay, he has submitted a petition asking to increase the maximum wager for amusement games from $3.50 to $5. The last increase, he says, was over 10 years ago, sorry, when it was raised from 50 cents to $3.50. Given the fact that the cost of everything has increased and that the cost of prizes have risen dramatically, the petitioner believes that the cost per play should increase as well in order to offset the operator's costs. Moving down to policy considerations, in 1992, the maximum fee was set at 50 cents, and then it was debated in 1997, 2007, 2008, several times to increase wager limits. The discussion centered about the concern of increasing wager limits geared toward children. The commissioners finally did approve an increase on the wager limit from 50 cents to $3.50 that took effect in February 2011, where the petitioner and the discussion focused more on the costs, the operator's costs, and the operator's profits. According to the CPI inflation calculator, $3.50 in 2011 equals $4.75 today. Staff has reviewed statutes from about 24 states, and the majority have no wager limits, although some set a limit on prize value. Those that did have wager limits have limits ranging from $3 in Wyoming to $20 in New Jersey. Under the requirements of the APA, the Commission can decide to initiate rulemaking for further discussion or deny the petition in writing. I'm available for questions. I believe our subject matter expert, Sonia Dolson, is also available. And I think the petitioner may be here. I'm not entirely sure. He is aware of the fact that we're discussing this.
I have a question, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I have a question about the word wager in association with amusement games. And I'm not completely sure what these games are, but I don't know, when children put their money into a slot to play amusement games, do these games always have an unpredictable outcome? And yeah, and if not, I wonder why it's called a wager.
I can't necessarily answer why it's a wager. That's what it is. But it's
unpredictability, and
it's the amusement game is played for entertainment, okay, and it's considered to require a material degree of skill, a little bit of skill, but the only merchandise prizes can be awarded. And if we think about this, I guess the best example is maybe a crane game.
Yeah,
you think about that. You put money in there and you pick a prize.
Well, there's an element of unpredictability there.
Yeah, by manipulating that.
But it just doesn't. These are games that children are playing.
And Commissioner, if
Yes.
I can address some of this, the term wager is used in the definition of amusement game. So this is the term of art that is used to refer to the amount that can be
Well, I
placed.
can't argue with the term of art.
Who can? Okay, but is the term
I
used
try.
in your statute? Okay.
It's just a side question. Thank you.
Senator Conley?
You muted, sir.
I have a question on amusement games. The amusement games that I most see are the ones in the grocery stores, occasionally in other youth facilities. I've seen amusement games in miniature golf, for example. But I also know there's amusement games that are largely in big facilities. Chuck E. Cheese comes to mind here. So when we're looking at this amusement game issue, can you tell me what the types of games that we are really referring here to? Because some of the amusement games in Chuck E. Cheese are just shooting basketballs or something like that
Right.
too. So can you give me an idea of what we mean by amusement games here? Because I think the amusement games vary a lot.
I would ask for help from my director.
Oh,
So, um, so there are 12 types of amusement games as outlined in rule. WAC 23013 chapter is where these amusement games are outlined. And so I'm not going to talk about specific games, but I'm just going to give you the groups that are outlined in the WAC. So group 1 is ball toss and kick amusement games. Group 2 is dart amusement games. 3 is hoop and ring toss. 4 is coin or token toss. Group 5 is hand-eye coordination. 6 is strength test amusement games. 7 are crane amusement games. 8 are penny fall games. 9 ball roll. 10 shooting amusement games. 11 cakewalk and fish pond amusement games. And group 12 electronic puzzle and pattern solving games. So is that
That answers the question. As I heard the list there, I could almost see them at the fairgrounds as I walk through a fairground. But I'm wondering, the wager limit on these games or the amount that you pay all vary considerably, right? Even though they're asking here us to raise the amount that they can possibly raise through the amusement game, they have the authority to charge whatever they want, right?
yes, each operator can charge whatever they want up to the maximum for groups 1 through 11 of $3.50.
And so, can the gambling commission tell me that is anyone ever at the maximum of 350?
We don't monitor that. I don't know.
Maybe the petitioner's here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? Darren DeRoches, perhaps? Maybe I said that right?
I don't believe so.
All right, doesn't look like it. Commissioner Sizemore?
So I'm not really interested in increasing. I mean, part of the rationale is increase wager limit to $5, and then they can increase the price of or the value of prizes. And I mean, these are focused on kids. And as I think about everything in the electronics world gets less expensive rather than more expensive. You get more computing power for less money going forward. So I have to assume, unless there's anybody can refute it, that the cost of the machines and all that stuff is not probably a driving factor here. So I'm really not interested in having these machines be at $5 so that prizes can be more. One of the things that this agency and this commission's dealt with for a long time is, problem gambling, and certainly do not want to set up a precedent for kids to be comfortable wagering $5 in a whack to try to pick a ball up off a crane game or to accrue tickets at an establishment that has skee ball and shoot the star out and all those sorts of things. So it feels just not right to have kids feeling comfortable wagering $5 a time or whatever the activity is. I mean, I'm not really probably comfortable with $3.50, but that's the current rule. So for that reason, I am not supportive of initiating rulemaking on this.
So Commissioner Sizemore, would you, because the petitioner isn't here and there might be, I don't know, there might be more information that the petitioner could provide us with. I generally speaking intuitively, I agree with you on this. But do you think we should allow and one more opportunity for the petitioner to at least weigh in?
I don't need that.
I do. I feel like I have questions or I don't know. I kind of want to know where they're coming from with this, but I also don't know how to make sure someone comes to me. I don't know that we can do that.
I believe the petitioner was notified of this action before you today because we do have to, by Administrative Procedures Act,
You have 60 days from the date of receipt of a petition to approve or deny in writing. Generally, the petitioner themselves can agree to extend that time, which they have done in some cases, but I don't believe they have in this case.
And they were notified and they even acknowledged the notification. So I was curious that I had asked them to reach out to Julie to get the details on how to join the meeting, and they did not do that, but they did acknowledge my email saying that it's going to be on the agenda.
I heard my colleagues say that he wasn't interested, and I'm not very interested in this either. However, if the petitioner has more information that we haven't heard today and has expressed any indication that they would provide us with that information, that would be something that I would be interested in hearing. But it doesn't sound like they've done that. They're not responding to us. So I kind of agree with, I think I agree with Bud with that information. This person you reached out to this person, they acknowledged that they had heard from us. You told them about this meeting, you gave them the opportunity to dial in, and none of that happened. So we have a lot to do here in this agency. Yeah.
Or you, so just want to clarify, you did ask for public comments?
Not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Still getting ready to.
I'm done.
Gonna see if there's any more commissioner comments, questions. No? Okay. Any public comment on this? Nope. None in the chat, not seeing any. All right. Then do we have a motion?
I don't know if I didn't look, you acknowledged, sorry. I move to deny the petition in writing, based on the fact that this is gaming for children in essence, and I guess air quotes maybe are appropriate there. And I don't see a need for an increase in wager limits and or prize limits for children. And I don't believe that an increase at this time in amusement games is warranted based on our responsibilities in the Gaming Act.
I'll second that, but I'm just wondering if this person were here, if they would tell us that the prizes are costing them a lot more, or if they would have any kind of I've seconded your motion, Bud, but I'm still wondering about that. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, the commissioner does say that in this material that they submitted, that the cost of prizes has gone up. But
Right.
anyhow, it has been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? No? All right, then All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye.